Welcome to the REALL Academy, brought to you each Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by the
Systems Doctors,
Dr. Sheikah Houston and Dr. Tammy Taylor, best-selling authors, consultants, and speakers of Create and Educate LLC. Create and Educate LLC is an educational consultant and literary firm that provides professional development to schools and community. Their goal is to transform organizations with the REALL Resilient framework used to increase their school report card grades 2 and 3 grade levels in 1 year. REALL stands for Respect, Excellence, Accountability, Literacy, and Leadership. This framework is used to coach leaders and teachers and build student efficacy while putting systems in place that aligns the work of the school improvement, making the process manageable. When the work is manageable, teachers and leaders don't stress out or burn out.
the Systems Doctors
Alignment systems are designed to help schools evolve and grow, all while instituting protocols and processes designed to promote collaboration and collegiality. The implementation of the alignment framework prevents some of the most common problems in education, where leaders sometimes aren't sure where to start, or in our new age of educating, leaders need a trusted sounding board that allows them to be vulnerable and transparent, preventing loneliness at the top. The framework doesn't just help leaders, but also prevents teachers from burning out from too many initiatives and embracing teachers as they are the experts. Finally, the framework extends to the children, helping them get engaged in school and solving a nationwide problem. Alignment systems are frequently referred to as a key element of success in the improvement process. In the sport of rowing, all rowers must put their oars in the water, succinctly creating a system for their boat to reach maximum speed. So schools that want to improve are bringing in
the Systems Doctors
to teach them all about the alignment systems that must be in place for school improvement to be accomplished at high levels. The dynamic duo provides insights into educational topics through their international platform, which includes educators, parents, and community members as a way to support important entities that make communities thrive. This is their way to pay it forward and provide the support they needed through their platform. Take a look. People who work with the
Systems Doctors
describe them as an excellent and inspiring group of leaders. They get into the weeds of work with leaders through their TrustMate Institute that you should contact them about today by filling out the contact form on their website.
It's Super Saturday, everyone. Welcome to episode 204 of the REALL Academy, brought to you by Create and Educate with your very own Systems Doctors, HERS. I'm Dr. Sheikah Houston.
Good morning, everybody, and I am Dr. Tammy Taylor, and I am still on fire this morning from an amazing week. Hey, Sheikah.
Hey, and I am as well. It was absolutely amazing, and we'll get to that when we get to our shout outs. But if this is your first time tuning in, you may be wondering who the Systems Doctors are.
Yes, and we're so glad that you asked. We are best-selling authors, speakers, and who has transformed our schools with report card movement of 2 and 3 levels in just a single year. We're award-winning leaders. Too many awards to even talk about this morning because we want to get to what we need to be talking about this morning. But we are super excited that you all have joined us. And I'm so excited to see some of our new friends who were with us this week are on this morning. So, hey, y'all.
Most definitely. Good morning, everybody. And as Tammy stated, we create and educate so that you can thrive. And we do this in a multitude of ways, one of which you're tuned into right now, our platform. Everything that we do is centered around our framework and our systems so that what we've done, which is increasing our school report card grade levels, is something that can be easily replicated. One of our most common questions from everybody that we are in front of is, how did you do what you did? And so the framework, the systems, this is how we help other people do exactly what we did, along with the formula. We offer leadership coaching, resources, and professional development to schools, team building with a flair, your chair, your nature, and your sauce that you'll hear more about in a few minutes. We are children's book authors. The Resilient series is our children's book series that is culturally relevant, social and emotional learning. And of course, we're part of Super Saturday.
Oh, yes, that is a major part of who we are. And the Super Saturday is a part of our live stream network, the Fantastic Four, which kicked off this morning at 10 a.m. with Principal Sean Hurd. Good morning, Principal Hurd. I saw you on here. And as always, he's on fire doing his thing and um, teaching us so much. Following him, of course, yours truly with Shika and I in the Real Academy at 10:30, and then at 10:55, the Leaders Mentor, the GOAT, and he really showed himself as GOAT this week.
He did.
Principal Kafele in the New Principals and AP Academy with Principal Kafele, and again, we'll share how he has inspired us to continue in what we do, which is what he's so super good at. And then on Sunday, the PGP podcast with Dr. Mari Moreno and Principal Josh Tovar at 5 p.m. on
Mhm.
Sundays. So we are again very thankful to be a part of that Fantastic Four. And we say this each week, but what you need you can find in that group, and this is us giving back to you because of what was poured into us. So please like, share, send stars, comments, do all of the things that the platforms need you to do to help us to build the algorithms that we need. And we say please and thank you for that.
Most definitely. All the times are in Eastern, just to be consistent. But we have three pillars to our work. We work with schools, we work with businesses to help them market to schools, and we also work with churches on bridging the generational gap. So there's multiple ways that you can work with us. And now we are to the part where Tammy definitely we want to give shout outs. We're
Oh
going to
my God.
first shout out. We got a new doctor in the fam and also
Yes.
a new assistant principal, Dr. Sanitra Williams. So y'all please
Congratulations.
compliment her, clap her up, shout her out in the comments. We are so proud of her. She has just been a great supporter over all the years, and we are very proud of all her accomplishments. She is doing a phenomenal job, phenomenal work.
Keep doing that work, sister.
Most definitely. And shout out, like Tammy said, to Principal Kafele and Dr. Tammy Moy Johnson for the phenomenal 2-day School Leadership Institute. It was absolutely amazing.
Oh my God.
And when you talk about commitment, somebody who drives 12 hours and gets straight out of the car and starts pouring into people as if he's had a full night's sleep, I'll never complain again. That is commitment. That is something that gives you fuel to your fire, because when you see someone that is that committed to the work, to the people, to you, you want to display that same type of commitment.
Yes. And energy, because I was thinking, you know, And he's upright. Like this whole time, he's doing his thing. And I'm praying for him. I'm praying, Lord,
Yes.
give him strength, because I'm thinking in my mind, or is it just me? Like I would have been knocked out. Like, oh my God, somebody wake me up.
Right, but when the work is that important, he came through. It was phenomenal. It was so good to see so many people that we hear the names and
He
put
did.
faces with
Oh
the
my God,
names. So now we're going to, and I see some of them on right now. So we're going to shout
it
everybody
was.
out, and Tammy's going to put your comments up. Shout out
Yeah.
to AP Patrick Lawrence from Connecticut. Thank you for joining us. This is one of our lady friends that was
Hey,
at our
Brandy.
table. Yes, Brandy Prince Wills. And I also found out we have her birthday is right after mine.
Okay.
Mr. David Bell, Grand Rising from Benton Harbor, Michigan. Thank you for joining us. Constance Sherrod, we appreciate all of the work you're doing out in Pearl, Mississippi. Thank you for
Constance
joining
said,
us.
let's go. Let's get it going this morning.
Let's go. Chancellor Rashard Davis from Las Vegas, good morning to you. Our other brother in the work, Principal Josh Tovar, Fantastic Four, thank you for joining us. The one and only Dot McKeever Jeter, thank you for joining us, Miss Dot. We always appreciate you. Principal Sean Hurt, who is always on fire, giving us that new norms for NWEA 2025. If y'all don't have it, you better go download it because they got new norms. Thank you for Principal Hurt for letting us know. Stacy L. Joy out on the West Coast is up early this morning. We appreciate you, sis. Melissa Jones Chunu out in Oklahoma. Thank you for joining us. And the GOAT
He
is
gotta
here.
go. There he is.
Principal Kafele, thank you for joining us. Fantastic job again. We enjoyed the Institute. Our other sister from the West Coast, Jasmine Harris. Good morning to you, Queen. Thank you for joining us. September Devon Vance Daniels, we always appreciate you. Good morning. Professor Laws from Greenville, North Carolina. Thank you for joining us. We always appreciate you. And is that Rashawn? I can't
Matthews,
see.
Rashawn
Matthews.
Matthews.
Oh yeah, he was at the Institute
He
too.
was.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us from Athens, Georgia. And he knew
Yes.
Miss Donna.
Miss
So
Donna, yeah.
yes, thank you for joining us. Kenna Rollin, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. Is that it, Tammy?
I think so. I think that's
everybody. Okay,
all of it.
so
Yeah.
thank you all for joining us. You
Oh
could be
no, here
doing
go our girl Dana.
Dana Trinae Williams, thank you for joining us. I think she's in Charleston. And AD
Hey Dana.
Faison, thank you for joining us. Leslie Lyles, thank you for joining us. Good morning to
That's
you.
Dr. Joe. My screen had frozen. I'm good. There we
Okay,
go.
and Dr. Joe Griffin, he is out on the West Coast, so he is up early this morning. Thank you for joining us, Doc. You could be doing a lot of things, but you have been intentional about being with us today, and we do not take that lightly. So thank you all so much. And that brings us to episode 204, Respect for My Leadership. And when we talk about respect for my leadership, you've heard me reference many times before. We are not talking about just the respect for the position. So we don't want people running around with George Jefferson arms, swinging behind their backs. I'm in charge. I'm the principal. I'm the leader. So everybody gonna put some respect on my name and respect my leadership. There's a lot that goes along with respect for leadership, and we're specifically talking about respect for the actions of leadership. So that is an action word. You do have to do some things. It's not enough to just hold the title. And we're not throwing off on leaders. We want you to be successful, which is why we came up with this topic, because we know that a lot of times this is the downfall for a lot of people in leadership, because they cannot garner that respect needed from their staffs. And sometimes it can be a tricky thing, but we want to give you some insight into that this morning. So one of the questions, and Principal Kafele has always taught us to be reflective. Why should my staff respect my leadership? That should be a question that you're asking yourself. And as you're moving and developing things, that should always be in the forefront of your mind. And then ask yourself, what do you respect in leadership? Because what you respect a lot of times are the things that are respectable and you should be doing. So the first thing is that self-awareness and that team awareness. As a woman in leadership, one of the things that I have to be aware of is that when I'm leading other women, and sometimes when you look at the data, Tammy and I are collaborative authors of Women Who Lead. When you look at research and data about women in leadership and that support from other women in leadership, a lot of times our biggest critics are other women. And you can't, as a woman, lead the same way that sometimes it can't be top down. You have to make sure that you're inviting people on a journey. It has to be collaborative, and it has to be where we're working together. Research has proven that, and it's kind of like that old adage of, you can't have two women be the head of the house. Um, it's a certain way that you have to approach the work, and it doesn't mean that everything that you do is up for a vote or everything that you do is collaborative. It just means that your approach to the work has to be a certain way. And I'll let you jump in, Tammy, to add anything to
Yeah,
that.
for sure. The thing I think that is important when you're thinking about self-awareness is knowing who you are as a
Mhm.
leader. And as you said before, knowing what it is you want from a leader. And 9 times out of 10, if you provide those things to people that you want, you'll have people who can respect you because you are doing what you consider to be respectful. Um, and one of the things that helps to get you prepared for that work is getting to know your team. And we have some leadership assessments that we use, and in the chair assessment and my secret sauce, I'm actually a gaming chairperson, and in the sauce, I'm balsamic. And because of that, I know that I need to find people who can accentuate me. For example, the characteristics of a gaming chair leader or a balsamic leader are, like the motto for gaming is let's move in order, because I like order, I like structure, and I like things to make sense. And so you're looking about you're looking at yourself and thinking, I know that I'm structured, I'm organized, I'm an effective planner. Systems are important to me. I'm consistent, data driven, decision making is easy for me. A perfectionist. I'm slow to make decisions, dependable and trustworthy. So I know that I can't surround myself with people who are exactly like me, because guess what? We never get any decisions made. We'd be contemplating and planning forever. I need somebody with me who can say, okay, let's get going. We got the plan, and now we're getting ready to execute it. So knowing and being aware, that self-awareness is super important, but the team awareness is equally important.
Most definitely, Tammy. And along with that is being transparent about who you are and letting your team know, hey, these are my strong suits, but this is where I need your help.
Absolutely.
Tammy and I both are gaming chair. We'll plan something to death, overthinking, oh, what about this? That's why we need people like Principal Hurd and Principal Kafele and
Get
Josh.
on, go ahead.
Yeah, to give us the push in the back. Come on with it. So,
Yeah, and that is, it's
people,
nothing. I want to make a comment about that, Shika, because it's nothing like having someone who genuinely has your back, which is what your team members are supposed to do. Because those gentlemen that Shika just named, these are men who will say, "What y'all waiting on?
hmm
Principal
Exactly.
Hurt really does not filter it at all. Principal Kafele is a little kinder when he comes at us. But Principal Hurt will ask, like, what are y'all waiting for? Y'all should have been did that. And that's the
Exactly.
way that he comes to us with the reality of what it is we are tasked with doing. Because as Shika said, we're gaming it all. Oh yes, we got a plan, and there will be no better plan. You can't find a better plan anywhere. We planned this to the last detail.
Exactly. And the other thing that you must be for people to respect your leadership, you have to be an effective communicator. You cannot walk around as the leader with all the plans in your head and you've not told anybody, you've not communicated it to anybody. So, effective communication was something that I made sure that I was intentional about because I am an introvert. I do a lot of thinking in my mind. So, I had to be intentional about getting those thoughts out on paper in my newsletter, communicating and checking in with the leadership team every morning. Hey, this is the plan for today. This is my plan. What's y'all's plan? So we're on the same page. Making sure I shouted out the staff because the other thing that they respect in leadership is making sure that they feel valued and seen. So, people want to know that if they're doing a great job for you, do you even recognize what I'm doing? And it's not that they just want the pat on the back.
Right.
They really want to be validated, and you have to be realistic with that in leadership.
Absolutely. And I think that, but first, let's say that Principal Hurt said he is kind, and he is. He's very kind. But he is matter of fact too about get going, y'all. Do what you gotta do. But I think that the communication aspect of things does help with making sure that the messaging is consistent and everybody is on the same page. One of the
Mhm.
things and Sheikah calls herself an introvert, and she is like I guess she has her own way of dealing that introversion for her looks different than it does for me because when you do your assessments, I'm as far introverted as you can get. There's no place to go beside where I end up because I'm just everything is in my mind. But
Mhm.
what I had to do, and I had to create a communication plan that laid it all out so that I could make sure that if I somehow forgot or neglected in my own mind to put everything on the table, everybody knew, and that's from students to parents.
Mhm.
Everybody knew exactly what the communication plan for the school was and what those expectations look like. So we are just saying this morning that it's important to have an effective communication plan, just no matter what that looks like. Yours may not be written, and that's perfectly fine, but
Mhm.
everybody needs to know what it is.
Most definitely. And that's a part of our systems. Everything is part of our framework and our system. So having a communication plan is a part of that respect system. The other thing is respect for your leadership. People don't respect you if they don't see you. So I also had a visibility plan.
Mhm.
Sometimes, and I realized this when, at first my duty spot was always on the car line. And then one of my bus drivers, when we went out one day for something else, they was like, "Oh, you here? You ain't been on the bus line." Everybody wants to see the principal.
Mhm.
So respect for your leadership means everybody has to see you at some point. So then I had a varying duty spot. I went from the front car line to the sixth grade car line to the bus duty because everybody needed to see that I was there as the leader. So visibility plan, communication plans are ways for people to be able to respect your leadership. And one of the most important things that you have to have as a leader in order to garner respect, you have to have a vision. People have to understand what the vision is. They have to know the why behind the vision. They have to understand the rationale. And my people knew that I valued making sure that our students were served to the best of our ability. We were going to make sure everybody grew, and we were going to do it the best way that we knew how. And shout out to Dr. Samantha Gaither, who gave me a really nice shout out. I was almost in tears because she said she wanted to give me my flowers while I was still here. And I appreciate that, the way that she respected my leadership. So I really appreciate that. But your vision has to be stated. It has to be communicated. It has to be well thought out. And we even had vision meetings because the vision wasn't just mine. I told the rationale of how I came up with the vision, but we had a vision meeting to make sure, now, are we in this the right way we need to go? I need y'all's input, because guess who cannot implement a vision on their own? The leader can't. You need everybody's help. And I know you got something to jump in there, Tim.
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna
just
have to do a
wanted,
two-parter because we got one more minute.
okay, I just wanted to say, as far as the vision is concerned, make sure that the kids aren't left out, because
Mm-hmm.
they need to know what the vision for the school is as well. And one thing we do to incorporate that into them knowing what the vision and mission of the school are is when we go through when we do programs and we do the morning pledges and all those things, they also recite our school pledge. And there's a student who provides a vision and the mission of the school during those times, so that everybody again is hearing the messaging. And I love what you said, Miss Dot. Without a vision, the people perish. So we have to have a vision for where it is we're going.
Most definitely. And so this will be a two-parter, because there are some other things that need to happen so that people can have respect for your leadership. We want you all to have a phenomenal year. We want your leadership to be
Yes.
respected. So we're giving you things that work, things that have worked for us, and things that we know work because we've looked at the research. So make
Yeah.
sure you log on with Principal Kafele next, and we will see you also on Sunday with Josh and Dr. Marty Morena. And then back here on Super Saturday, starting out with Principal Sean Hurt, and then yours truly, Create and Educate, at 10:30. You all have an amazing week.
Thank you all. And Tara, we saw you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, shout out to all of our new fam members. Thank you so much.